brought to you by WikiVD Documentaries. Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Mary Earhart was an American aviation pioneer and author. Earhart was the first female aviator to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. She received the U.S. Distinguished Flying Cross for this accomplishment. She set many other records, wrote best-selling books about her flying experiences, and was instrumental in the formation of the 99s, an organization for female pilots.
In 1935, Earhart became a visiting faculty member at Purdue University as an advisor to aeronautical engineering and a career counselor to women students. She was also a member of the National Woman's Party and an early supporter of the Equal Rights Amendment. During an attempt to make a circumnavigational flight of the globe in 1937 in a Purdue-funded Lockheed Model 10, Electra, Earhart disappeared over the central Pacific Ocean near Howland Island. Fascination with her life, career and disappearance continues to this day.
Childhood. Earhart was the daughter of Samuel Edwin Stanton Earhart and Amelia Amy. She was born in Atchison, Kansas, in the home of her maternal grandfather, Alfred Gideon Otis, who was a former federal judge, the president of the Atchison Savings Bank, and a leading citizen in the town. Amelia was the second child of the marriage, after an infant stillborn in August 1896. She was of part German descent.
Alfred Otis had not initially favored the marriage and was not satisfied with Edwin's progress as a lawyer. According to family custom, Earhart was named after her two grandmothers, Amelia Josephine Haas and Mary Wells Patton. From an early age, Earhart, nicknamed Mealy, was the ringleader while her younger sister, Grace Muriel Earhart, nicknamed Pidge, acted the dutiful follower. Both girls continued to answer to their childhood nicknames well into adulthood. Their upbringing was unconventional, since Amy Earhart did not believe in molding her children into nice little girls.
Meanwhile, the maternal grandmother disapproved of the bloomers worn by Amy's children. And although Earhart liked the freedom they provided, she was aware other girls in the neighborhood did not wear them. Early influence. A spirit of adventure seemed to abide in the Earhart children, with the pair setting off daily to explore the neighborhood. As a child, Earhart spent long hours playing with Sister Pidge, climbing trees, hunting rats with a rifle and belly slamming her sled downhill. Although this love of the outdoors and rough-and-tumble play was common to many youngsters, some biographers have characterized the young Earhart as a tomboy. The girls kept worms, moths, katydids and a tree toad in a growing collection gathered in their outings. In 1904, with the help of her uncle, she cobbled together a homemade ramp fashioned after a roller coaster she had seen on a trip to St. Louis and secured the ramp to the roof of the family toolshed. Earhart's well-documented first flight ended dramatically. She emerged from the broken wooden box that had served as a sled with a bruised lip, torn dress and a sensation of exhilaration. She exclaimed, "Oh, Pidge, it's just like flying." Although there had been some missteps in his career up to that point. In 1907, Edwin Earhart's job as a claims officer for the Rock Island Railroad led to a transfer to Des Moines, Iowa. The next year, at the age of 10, Earhart saw her first aircraft at the Iowa State Fair in Des Moines. Her father tried to interest her and her sister in taking a flight. One look at the rickety flivver was enough for Earhart, who promptly asked if they could go back to the merry-go-round. She later described the biplane as a thing of rusty wire and wood and not at all interesting. family fortunes. While the family's finances seemingly improved with the acquisition of a new house, and even the hiring of 2 servants, it soon became apparent that Edwin was an alcoholic. 5 years later, in 1914, he was forced to retire, and although he attempted to rehabilitate himself through treatment, he was never reinstated at the Rock Island Railroad.
At about this time, Earhart's grandmother Amelia Earhart died suddenly, leaving a substantial estate that placed her daughter's share in a trust. Fearing that Edwin's drinking would drain the funds, the Otis house, and all of its contents, was auctioned. Earhart was heartbroken and later described it as the end of her childhood.
In 1915, after a long search, Earhart's father found work as a clerk at the Great Northern Railway in St. Paul, Minnesota, where Earhart entered Central High School as a junior. Edwin applied for a transfer to Springfield, Missouri, in 1915, but the current claims officer reconsidered his retirement and demanded his job back, leaving the elder Earhart with nowhere to go.
Facing another calamitous move, Amy Earhart took her children to Chicago, where they lived with friends. Earhart made an unusual condition in the choice of her next schooling. She canvassed nearby high schools in Chicago to find the best science program. She rejected the high school nearest her home when she complained that the chemistry lab was just like a kitchen sink. She eventually enrolled in Hyde Park High School, but spent a miserable semester where a yearbook caption captured the essence of her unhappiness. The girl in brown who walks alone. Earhart graduated from Chicago's Hyde Park High School in 1916. Throughout her troubled childhood, she had continued to aspire to a future career.
She kept a scrapbook of newspaper clippings about successful women in predominantly male-oriented fields, including film direction and production, law, advertising, management, and mechanical engineering. She began junior college at Oggins School in Rydell, Pennsylvania, but did not complete her program. During Christmas vacation in 1917, Earhart visited her sister in Toronto. World War I had been raging, and Earhart saw the returning wounded soldiers. After receiving training as a nurse's aide from the Red Cross, she began work with the Voluntary Aid Detachment at Spadina Military Hospital. Her duties included preparing food in the kitchen for patients with special diets and handing out prescribed medication in the hospital's dispensary.
Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVD Documentaries. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.